Kalos.
Hyvää päivää.
Hyvää
Hyvää
päivää.
päivää.
No,
Hyvää päivää.
Kuinka voit Rouva?
huomenta.
Kiitos hyvin. Mitä kuuluu?
Minä olen kunnossa, kiitos.
Hyvä, kiva kuulla.
Nolli.
Kiitos, hyvä kuuluu. Hyvä kuuluu. Täällä on jo paljon opiskelijoita.
Sinä näytät upealta tänään.
Kiitos. Kivasti sanottu. Nice thing to say. Kivasti sanottu. Täällä on jo paljon ihmisiä. 16. Ali Sajid on täällä, Navid on, Rahim on, ketäs muita on, Farah on, Mahnor on, Zain on, Abuzar Habib on, Huzaifa on siellä, hyvä. Shah on paikalla, Shah on täällä. Rauhasib on täällä, Azar Hussein, hyvä, hän on täällä. Wasi on ja Shazadi on, Ali Muhammad on. Näyttää siltä, että Wasi on 2 kertaa, like twice, it's very good. It's better to be twice than not at all. Ahsan Sayed on täällä, Ashfa on täällä, hyvä, tosi kiva. I heard you are
Mikä on ikäsi?
Minä olen 43 vuotta. 43. 43. Yeah, 43. Joo, 43.
Sinä näytät ihan nuorelta.
Kiitos. En ole ihan nuori. Maybe it's the screen that it's ehkä tämä ruutu vähän hämää. Maybe the screen confuses a bit. Hetkinen, katsotaanpa. Joo, aika monta. I heard you are having a sports week this week. So you are, it's true? Yeah. So you are, in this class you are attending from your home or some other place. Yeah, you are not at school also. I'm not at school either today. I'm also at home. You have noticed it before probably that the background changes sometimes. Sometimes I'm at school, but once in a while I'm also at home. Today there is this person during around our houses. He's checking the heating elements in these houses where I live in. And so I'm not sure what time is he coming in here, but if he comes into my apartment in our home, and if this plumber guy, if he needs to check the heating elements in here, then we will just keep a like 2 minutes break during the class if he happens to come when we are having a class, so he can check the heating elements and then continue his round. But maybe I'm not sure if he's coming during the class, so we'll see. Nyt on 19 ihmistä. Let's start. Aloitetaan tämän päivän asiat. Very nice that you are here, even though I know you are not having other classes normally, so it's very nice to have you here. So I don't need to talk all by myself. Okay, viime kerralla puhuttiin KPT-variaatiosta. KPT. KPT variation or KPT gradation is the thing we talked about last time. And we will continue that subject today. It wasn't finished last time, so we have still some things to talk about that. And I will also give you some information about the test next week during these classes. But maybe we start with KPT now and try to remember what were the things that we were talking about with that. What was the grammar thing? Let's see. I hope you have had time to practice a bit about KPT in word wall with those word wall exercises that are in Padlet. If not, then you can practice maybe during the weekend or before the test, so you know what is how the system goes. But some more information about that phenomena is coming now. So this was the document we were writing to last time. Just a quick reminder of this. KPT-vaihtelu tai KPT astevaihtelu, we can also call it astevaihtelu, but in English, KPT gradation or variation. Just remember the KPT gradation. It's the linguistic official term for it, but I use the variation a lot because it describes the phenomena a bit better, I think. And it applies to all Finnish vocabulary if there are letters K or P or T there. So if there are some other letters, they can combine with these letters, and then it applies. But there are some exceptions too when it doesn't apply, and you kind of need to know that where is this change happening. So if you remember, last time I told you that when this KPT variation happens, it happens because we add something to the end of the word, some sort of suffix or ending there. We add something and that kind of makes it happen. And these letters, they need to be somewhere near the end of the word. So if the KPT letters are somewhere near the beginning of the word, it doesn't apply. It has to be somewhere near the end. Or if the word is short, then it's in the middle of the word. But if the word is longer, then and these KPT letters are somewhere in the beginning or near the beginning, then it does not apply. I will give you some examples about this today also. The thing about this is that first, there is some hand up. Just ask if you have any questions. Abuzar. Habib.
Ma'am, in Pakistan, it doesn't happen. T is near the end.
It doesn't happen. Did you say like that? The word? Just repeat.
In Pakistan, when we write Pakistanissa, we didn't cut the T.
Yeah, in that word, word Pakistan, then there is no change in that word. Yeah, there is no change in Pakistan in that word. No KPT change happens there. No KPT. That's because I write it to the chat box. in the word Pakistan, you see T there, and near the end you see T, but there is also S next to T. This is one of those combinations that doesn't take part in this this variation. I will tell you all those exceptions today also, but because the T is related to S, that's why nothing happens in the word Pakistan. So if you say Pakistan, you just say Pakistanissa, like this. So the T that you see there at the end of the word, it's glued with S, and then it doesn't apply. There are a few of these combinations where it doesn't apply. So I will tell them to you today. Very good point. Very good point. We are having pairs that you need to learn by heart. And tough work, 11 pairs. But like I told you last time, the 3 first ones are so easy that maybe you can just think that there are like 8 pairs to practice. And always remember that on the left side, there is the strong pair, and on the right side there is the weak pair. Vahva, strong, vahva. Heikko, weak. Heikko, weak. Vahva on the left side, weak on the right side. Just a minute. Okay, just a minute. I told you that with a person is coming to check the heating elements in here. I'll close the camera and microphone for a minute or two, and I come back then, and we'll continue. I'll let the guy check the heating elements. Just wait for a little while. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, just a minute.
No problem, Ankari, no problem. You can go.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Sajid, you are looking cute.
हुज़ैफा भाई आप आसमान में बैठे हैं।
मैं प्लूटो पे आया हूं। Abu Zar, in Pakistan, this does not happen.
Yes.
पाकिस्तान का निज़ाम जुदा है जी।
Future Spanish teacher.
La.
अबू सर अस्सलाम वालेकुम टू ऑल ऑफ यू। अबू सर एक ये तो बताओ ये बेसिकली ये है क्या, केपीटी से होता है?
सारा अभी क्लास में ही यार, क्या कर रहे हो?
डिस्कशन कर रहे हैं, खैर है।
तो बात कर रहे हैं।
नवीद भाई आपने कुछ कहा है?
मैं कह रहा था कि एक
आपकी आवाज बहुत कम आ रही।
मैं कह रहा था कि केपीटी से ये मुराद क्या है, मतलब वो हमसे क्या
ये पूछ रहा है कि केपीटी से हमारी मुराद क्या है, केपीटी क्यों है, ये कह रहा है कि ये समझाओ जरा।
मतलब क्या ये साइलेंट जो वर्ड हो जाते हैं ऐसे, जैसे फोन इंग्लिश में साइलेंट, कुछ इस तरह का?
नवीद भाई कम से कम 30 साल का टाइम तो दें।
ये ना मैं आपको लाइव समझाऊंगा क्लास में।
लेकर आ रही हूं, बाहर पड़ा है ना,
भाई लाइव तैयारियां होंगी यहाँ तो सब कुछ।
साइलेंट प्लीज।
Okay. Sorry for that, and thank you. We are ready in here. All the heating elements were good in this room, so we can continue. I'm living in an apartment where there are like 18 apartments in this building, and there was a leak in one heating element in one of my neighbors' houses, and that's why they check all the heating elements that they are in good condition. That's why this thing happened today. Okay, so where were we? We were talking about strong and weak pair, and always remember that on left side strong and on right side weak. Vahva vasemmalla, heikko oikealla. Vasen, oikea. I give you some vocabulary here at the same time. Vasen, left, oikea, right. Vasen, left, oikea, right. Vasemmalla, on the left side. Vasemmalla, oikealla, on the right side. Vasemmalla, oikealla. And when you're practicing these pairs, just remember to practice them like that. Then it helps you quite a lot. We have these examples there here in our document. Kukka word. When I add there, in this example, I have added T, which is the plural marker there. Then because I add T, it makes this phenomena happen. So double K turns into 1K. Because this green thing here I have marked with green. That this is the reason why it happens. I add something. If I don't add something, nothing happens. It's just the same word. But if there is something, if I add something, some suffix, some ending, then it happens. Double P turns into 1P. SSR, I have added here SSR, which means in the backpack, and one double P turns into 1. LLA, I have added here. These are just examples of the cases, these grammar cases that we are using. So with nouns, these endings. Double T turns into 1T. 2 teestä tulee 1 tee. 2 teetä, siitä tulee 1 tee. It becomes, siitä tulee. So K can vary with 0, like nothing. So K can disappear on the whole. It can just disappear. K has some other variants also, but I'm not putting them into this list because they are variants of K. And this is the most common variant. And those ones that I haven't put in the list, you will see them probably later, but then you can just add them to your, add them in your mind to this list when they pop up later. But they are not so very common, so that's why I haven't put them into this list. This is like the list that you actually really need. Some extra variations of K varying with something, those you can add later. P can turn into V. Also here, the same thing in here. I have added one ending, one suffix here, and that's why it makes this happen, this thing. Äiti, mother, äiti, mother. If I put it in genitive forms or in plural form, or if I add some other suffix, here I have used genitive form. And that's why äiti becomes äidin. Here it means mothers like possessive. In mother's possession, there is something. For example, tämä on äidin muki. Äidin muki, mother's mug, for example. Äidin muki, äidin. So äiti becomes äidin. Let's add some more here, more examples. I think this thing is the most easiest way to understand and learn when you see examples. So what is really happening? Helsinki, let's put Helsinki here. Helsinki is the capital of Finland. 2 hours drive from Turku. Helsinki, and if I want to say in Helsinki, I have to say Helsingissä. So first I'm going to write this wrong now. Helsinki, and I add as. This is wrong. Don't write this into your notebooks. This is now wrong. Because just remember, if you add something here, I added as a. This is how you kind of have to think about it. So when I add as a, it makes the phenomena happen. And now you just have to recognize that these letters exist in here, N and K. It takes part in KPT, and it is the strong form. So I have to turn it into a weak form. And the weak form is NG. NK becomes NG. So this is the way you kind of operate with it. So you add something. If you need to add something to a word, you have to check if there are the KPT letters. And if there are, you have to make the change. Helsinki, Helsingissä. One pronunciation specialty thing in Finnish. Usually we pronounce the letters as they are. If it's a letter A, we just say A in a word. Or if it's a S, we just say S. Zain, go ahead if you want to ask something.
Yes, ma'am. I want to ask, can you please give one example of Helsingissä in some sentence?
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks.
Let's put it here first. Okay, let's put us. Me asumme Helsingissä. We live in Helsinki, for example. Me asumme. We live in Helsinki. Well, we don't. I live in Turku and you live in Pakistan, but it's just an example. Me asumme Helsingissä. Helsinki on iso kaupunki. So you see it here in sentences, in a text. So, of course, we could put it in other way around. Helsinki on iso kaupunki. Helsinki is a big city. Helsinki on iso kaupunki. Me asumme Helsingissä. We live in Helsinki. Me asumme Helsingissä. Helsinki on iso kaupunki. Me asumme Helsingissä. So here you see that in this sentence, if we say something is something, we just say Helsinki on. And there is no changes there. We don't need any suffix or anything. But in here, if we want to say in Helsinki, we have to use this suffix, as a. It means in. And that's why, because I add this suffix, this phenomena happens. Okay. Zain, just go ahead if you want to.
No, I got it. Okay. If we add suffix, if we add suffix, so we have to check if there is a word KPT, so we will change that.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Exactly. So if you need a suffix, then you might need to do the change here if there are KPT letters, KPT pairs there. There is this pronunciation curiosity thing here in Helsinki. Usually we say the letters as they are, but if you see a combination N, K, or NG, the pronunciation differs a bit. So Helsinki, N, letter N is like in English, you pronounce it so that you have your tongue is behind your front teeth, N, exactly there, N. But if you combine it with K, you actually don't do the N in the same way anymore. It kind of assimilates to K. So you pronounce N in the same place where you pronounce K. So with K, your tongue touches the roof of the mouth. You can feel where it touches. So when you say N with a K, you say pronounce eng, so that your tongue is in the same place where it is with K. We call it ang an, sound ang. Helsinki. So we don't say Helsinki, we say Helsinki. It's there in the same place where your tongue is when you pronounce K. So if you are saying N and G together, you say it twice the same way, twice this sound. So it's like N, but you pronounce it, put your tongue in the same place where would you say K. Helsingissa. Helsingissa. So it's very soft, not G at all, not hard G or not hard K at all in this NG. Helsingissa, very soft. You can also think about it so that if you see NG, you try to kind of mumble it a bit. Don't say it so clearly, then it's usually quite close to correct one. I'll give you another example of this. Kenkä, a shoe, kenkä, one shoe. This is a shoe. And now if I put it in plural, maybe okay, no, I'm not putting it in plural. I just put it also the as. So this is how you would put it otherwise, but now it's wrong because there is the KPT pair here. We are having ANKO here, so we have to change it also in here because I added this one, because I added this suffix as I have to change this. And it becomes kengässä, not kengässä. Can you hear the difference? Not, this is wrong. Kengässä, it's wrong. You have to say kengässä, kengässä. Okay, that's a curiosity. Don't worry if you don't forget it or if it's difficult to pick it up from the screen. But I give you a sentence. Minulla on. That's a structure meaning I have. I have. Minulla on. It means I have. We don't have the same verb to own something, have. We use this structure. Minulla on. It means I have a rock. I have a rock in my shoe. Kengässä, in the shoe. I have a rock in the shoe, actually. I have a rock in the shoe. Rock in the shoe. It's not like a big rock. It's like a small one that's really intimidating. It's in your shoe. You have to take your shoe away and then do it like this to get the rock out, and then you can just walk again. I have a rock in the shoe. Minulla on kivi kengässä, in the shoe, kengässä. So now you see it also in a sentence. I continued with the sentence. Kivi on pieni, mutta se häiritsee minua. Interesting sentences you learn in Finnish class. Minulla on kivi kengässä. I have a rock in the shoe. Kivi on pieni. Pieni, small. Pieni, small. So this one, kivi is small. Rock is small. Rock is small. Rock is small. Kivi on pieni. The opposite is suuri, big. Suuri. Suuri would be big, or iso. I put it in the chat box. Iso, suuri. That means iso or suuri. It means big. Small, pieni. Mutta, but. Se häiritsee minua. It bothers me or it disturbs me. You remember this häiritä? It was in some list of yours, I think, if I remember correctly. But I'm not sure which one is better, bothers me or disturbs me. Maybe we put disturbs. Rock is small, but it disturbs me. Kivi on pieni, mutta se häiritsee minua. It disturbs me. So here is the sentence. If you don't remember anything else from this class, you might want to learn this sentence. So then you can be just cool around in Pakistan and you can say that I have a rock in my shoe and it bothers me, the rock in the shoe. So, kenkä kengässä. Kenkä kengässä. NG here. Here is the change you see. NK turning into NG. Okay, some sentences there. Let's go forward. Otherwise, you end up having so many funny sentences from the Finnish class and you are like, okay, but where was the grammar stuff? Let's put in here ante example. Let's use the name of a country. Irlanti, island. It's there next to Great Britain, next to England, Ireland. Irlanti, if you want to say I'm in Irlanti, I'm in Ireland, you say minä olen Irlannissa. So if you put there if you want to say in, you can also, again, you use Irlannissa. And here you see what I did. I added suffix that was needed in the sentence. And that's why this NT, as you can see it from the pair there, it turns into a weak pair. So this is the strong one here. NT is a strong, vahva, ante on vahva. Ante on vahva. It becomes weak. Irlanti, Irlannissa. I add more examples. You could, this ending, just remember that this ending can be anything else also, some other ending. It can be a genitive N, for example, or plural T, that those you already know. There is only one grammar case ending that doesn't, if you use that, then this KPT doesn't apply. I will show you that list of the grammar cases today also for your information, that you can see what sort of endings we actually have. So, kampa, kampa, a comb. So the thing that you use to comb your hair, not a hairbrush, but a smaller thing that you need to, if you have some, if your hair is frizzy, you have to comb. Kampa. If I put here like genitive N, it becomes looking like this. Kampa, kamman. So MP here, strong form, vahva. Tämä on vahva. Tämä on vahva pari, strong pair, but I just say vahva. Ja tämä on heikko. Tämä on heikko. And that's why it happened, because I added something. I added N here. Kampa, kamman. Let's add some more. Ilta. Ilta. It means evening. Ilta, evening. If I want to say in the evening or during the evening, in the evening, I use LLR ending here. So I put it wrong first, and then I'll show you the process. This is the wrong one. Don't write this into your books because it's wrong now. If you already know what the correct one is, of course, you can put the correct one. So ilta, I added LLR. If you have a word that doesn't have any KPT letters, then you can just add the ending there. And KPT doesn't apply because KPT applies only when you have the KPT pairs there, those certain letters or the certain combinations of letters. So in here, ilta, illalla. I added this one in the evening, illalla. And now the change happens. Well, I try to make it happen. It seems that sometimes it wants me to do it, sometimes not. So LL, illalla, illalla. Lots of L's in this word, illalla, in the evening, illalla. Yes, in the evening, illalla. Actually, this is one of the words that in regular basis, sometimes in Finland, some organizations make questionnaires for people. That's what are the nicest sounding words in Finnish, and this usually pops up because it's illalla. It's like la 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 la. It's like a song, but however, that was just a little side path here. Okay, parta. Parta is a beard that men are having. Most of you are having a beard. Not I don't have because I'm a female. I don't have a beard, but most of you do. Parta. And now with parta, if you have RT, parta, you have to be able to say r also. So you really have to make the R sounds to make it to make this phenomena happen. If I put genitive N here, I'd say like this, parran, parran. So a little bit more tremolo there, parran. Parta, parran, parta, parran. So RT, RT muuttuu. RT on vahva. Minä lisään N-kirjaimen. I add letter N. Minä lisään N-kirjaimen. Sen takia, because of that, sen takia or siksi tämä muuttuu. This changes. Tästä tulee heikko. This becomes weak. So, parta, parran. For example, leikata, leikata is to cut. This is the basic form. Leikata is to cut. Verb type 4, actually, this one. You don't know 4 yet, but how to recognize, but this is the verb type 4. Hän leikkaa parran. He cuts the beard. He cuts the beard. It's too long, maybe. Parta on liian pitkä. Se pitää leikata. It needs to be cut. But in here, hän leikkaa parran. The genitive N here, now it doesn't mean possession. It's one of the grammar cases we use in Finnish language when we have objective in a sentence. So we call it the case of objective, objective's case. one of the cases that you can see with object. So this is the subject, person who is doing something. This is the verb, and this is the object. They are the roles that these words have in a sentence. So object can appear in basic form, or in genitive form, or in plural form, or in partitive form also. So, but those you don't need to remember now, just to see that I added something, and then this happens. Tästä tuli heikko. Ei ole vahva, on heikko. It's not strong, it's weak. Ei ole vahva, se on heikko. Okay. Now we have checked all the pairs. So now it's time to check the things that when it does not apply. This one was already there in the beginning of the class in the word Pakistan. Pakistan, the word. There is no KPT. I'm putting it very simply here. Ei KPT, no KPT. So this is not a beautiful sentence here, but now I want to just to remember that there is no KPT here. So if you have the letter combinations like this, as go as, or maybe TS can be. I put them all in the same page. It's easier to see. SK, as TK. What else? HT. No, HK. Some things like this. So now what is the common with these combinations? There is a KPT letter, which in these cases are Ks or Ts, but they are, well, here is T and K together. It doesn't take part in KPT. But in all of the other ones, you see S or H combined with the letter. And if you see those, then it doesn't apply in KPT. I'll give you some examples here. This one, lasku. Lasku is a bill, like the thing that you have to pay for something. They give you a bill from if you go to a dentist or someplace, they give you a bill and you have to pay it. So that's lasku. You see S and K. Very easily you would see K, and then you think, okay, K, it varies with nothing, but you have to check that there is no S there. So asko. Also this one, quite a similar word. Maksu. Payment. The semantic meaning is a bit the same than in lasku. Lasku or maksu, a bill. This is like a bill, and this is a payment. So something that you have to pay for, some money that you have to give to someone. But the important part in these ones now are these K and S together. No KPT happening. Matka. Matka. It's a trip to some place, or a travel, but it's a noun, it's not a verb. So not, I don't mean to travel, just a trip, some sort of some sort of traveling to some place. Trip, matka. Metsä, a forest. Metsä, forest. Metsä, metsä. Suomessa on paljon metsiä. In Finland we have a lot of forests. Metsä. And here was the example, tuhka, tuhka. So H and K, tuhka. It means ash. If you burn some wood, you have a you for some reason you make a campfire or something and you burn food, not food, wood. Then when it's done, when it's all burnt out, the thing that's left is ash. So it has turned into ashes. So tuhka, ash, tuhka. These are just examples. There are other words a bit similar like this that you are having these combinations. TK, KS, SK. Easiest thing to remember is if T and K combine, or if the letter combines with, if the KPT letter combines with S or H, then this thing happens. Just a minute. I tried to check that. Was there something I forgot to tell you about this? Yes. A few more exceptions. This one I already told you actually, but let's put it here also. If you have a longer word like kattila, which means I thought it was a kettle actually with the last group, but it's not a kettle. It's like a cooking pot. A cooking pot is better. It's I mean the thing that you use when you have to cook a rice for example, rice. You put water in it and then you add the rice and then you heat it up and then you can get some rice out of it. So kattila, a cooking pot. So in here you see that there are the KPT letters here, but it's quite a long word. And actually, if we divide it into syllables, it's divided like this, kattila. And you see that here is the border of the first two syllables here, this line here. Put it in a bigger one. So in here is the border of the first two syllables. I try to mark it for you so that I could get only the letter here. So the border of these two syllables here, it's in the beginning of the word. It's in the beginning, it's the border of the first two syllables. But if we want to see KPT happening, it has to be there in between last two syllables. So it should be here. To make it happen, it should be here. For some reason, this doesn't want to give it to me now, but here with the last, with the border of last two syllables. If the T's would be there, then it would apply. But now these are too close to the beginning, and that's why it doesn't apply. Yeah. So minä keitän riisiä kattilassa. So in the cooking pot, in SSR means most of the times it means in. It can have other meanings too, but this is the basic meaning of it. In kattilassa. So in a sentence, I add this. Kattilassa. Minä keitän. I cook. I cook rice. Keittää is actually to boil. Maybe the boil is the better one in English. I boil rice. I boil. Keittää, to boil something. To boil. But we could say cook also. It's the semantic meaning is now quite the same. However, so keittää, to boil or to cook something. So minä keitän, I boil rice, riisiä. I'm saying this in partitive now, but here, this is a thing that we are interested now. Kattilassa, because the T's are here in the beginning of the word, near the beginning. That's why no changes happen. You can just add the ending and that's it. I add you, this is another example of a longer word where you have the KPT near the end. So here is the word konsertti, a concert, konsertti. That's a concert, konsertti. It sounds the same as in English, konsertti, a concert. So now you see that there are the KPT letters here, and now they are near the end. It's quite as long as kattila, konsertti, kattila, quite as long, but the letters are in a different place in the word. They are near the end, and that's why KPT applies. It happens now. So, he ovat konsertissa. They are, he ovat in the concert. Konsertissa. SSR means in here also. SSR. I added this one. And that's why it made the two double T. Double T was here. Double T is a strong. It's on the left side in a pair, so it has to be strong. And the weak version of it is 1T. It turned into 1T. He ovat konsertissa. Konsertti. Kon. If I put it in syllables, konsertti. So these letters are here at the near the end, in the border of last two syllables, and that's why it applies. This phenomenon. He ovat konsertissa. So, can you follow me with this? That why it happened and why it didn't? Maybe.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Very good. Very good. You can practice this thing with the exercises I have given you in the word wall, and I will also give you one exercise today that you can write at home. But just if you see this kind of thing happening, then it's because there is this longer word needs to be in the end of near the end of the word if you want to make it happen. Kattila, konsertti, long words, but in different place. The letters are in different place. Okay, and the last exception is two vowels in the word. Two vowels at the end of the word. Two vowels, like in a word vapaa, free. That means free. Two vowels, you see here. Vapaa, two vowels here. So that's why if this is in a sentence, no KPT happens here. Two vowels at the end of the word. Two vowels. I mark it here like this. Or keittiö, keittiö, keittiö. It's a kitchen. Keittiö. Maybe we have had it already, this word, but if not, you can write it down. Keittiö, kitchen. You see 2 vowels. Now they are different vowels, 2 different vowels, but however, 2 vowels in here. No KPT happens. And now you have to be clear. Remember that we also talk about 2 vowels when we talk about verb type 1, right? But that's different story because we are not now talking about verbs. We are talking about nouns. So don't mix up this talk about 2 vowels at the end of the word, because if it's a verb, then it's a different story. But we are talking about nouns. 2 vowels at the end of the word, then it doesn't apply. Or how about this one? Maybe you already remember. Again, 2 vowels here. Lattia, lattia, floor, floor. I think it was in the picture in Hauskatavata material, a floor. So, 2 vowels at the end of the word, at the end of the noun, then the KPT doesn't apply. 2 vowels here, no KPT. In a short word. In a short word. If it's a longer word, then it's not so clear. But if it's a short word, Zain, go ahead.
Ma'am, if there is a double vowels at the end of a verb, then is a KPT variation will happen or not?
Not.
Okay.
Yeah. So no KPT. All of these are under this headline. So no KPT happens if there are these combinations, SK, KS, TK, TS, HK. So something with S and H, and then there's TK. Some of these happens, no KPT. If it's a long word and the KPT is in the beginning of the word, near the beginning, like in kattila, no KPT. Or if you have a short word, but the word ends up with 2 vowels, no KPT.
So but you told about the verb. If there is a double vowel at the end of a verb, then does the KPT happen there or not? KPT variations?
No. If we talk about if we talk about verbs like matkustaa, puhua, asua, then it's a totally different story. So these things that we have talked about, KPT, these apply now only these rules nouns? Or instructions, only nouns now. Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
so this list is only for nouns. With verbs, there is a different system. In verbs also there are a KPT. There is KPT variation, and the pair stays the same, but it appears with different rules, with different system with verbs.
Okay.
So yes. So now when we are learning this, you can just concentrate on nouns. I will tell you also the verb. The system, how you use the KPT with verbs. But I'm not going to tell it to you today because I think you will be totally mixed up if I do it in the same day.
Enough for today, ma'am. Okay.
Yes. Yes, I think so too. Yeah. So this is for the nouns, KPT for nouns. So all of this, I can put it here for nouns. So you can add it to your own notebooks for nouns. I put it here in English because in Finnish it's a bit longer word. So KPT gradation for nouns. It helps you to remember that it's only for nouns now in this instruction. Okie dokie. We have some exercises here I would like to do with you. But before that, I will tell you something about the test next week, okay? So you still have some concentration left, so you can round up your shoulders and do something like this. And now concentrate for a while. I will tell you about the test next week. And then we will, if we have time, we will practice a bit about this KPT thing. The test is the same kind of story that you have had before. Everyone comes to talk with me. Those days are actually quite long for me because I have to, because always comes a new person and a new person. But at the same time, it's so much fun because then I have a chance to speak with everyone. If we would be in a classroom, like in a real classroom, I would have so much more opportunities to get to know you individually. One moment. There is what they have. Ma'am, the task you gave us in last Friday class that has to be completed by 7th of January is included in some upcoming test exam, or either it is only for our knowledge and extra learning. Do you mean now, Wathi, do you mean the other material I was giving, the hoivaa suomeksi? Do you mean that one? That's
yes, ma'am, he
hoivaa
means that.
suomeksi.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am,
the
he means
hoivaa
that.
suomeksi. Yes. This is this hoivaa suomeksi. You need to practice. You need to do all of it. And yes, everything that you learn will be in some tests sometime. But the new words that are related to, for example, in your profession that you start learning from hoivaa suomeksi material also, those are not in January, in any test in January or anything. And if there is some test of certain of things, I will always tell you that's what you need to know in a certain test. So there is never not going to be a test that I would ask that, okay, now you have a test, and then I would suddenly ask you from that material something if I haven't told you that before. But basically everything that you learn, everything that I give you as a homework is material that I expect that you start absorbing and start memorizing. Because it's a key if you travel to Finland and if you do your working practice in here, that's the thing that you need. You must have the language. You cannot survive in the working field just with English. So that's why. So the task hoivaa suomeksi, the 7th of January. I just want you to be ready with with that part of the material I have given you, and then we will continue with the material also later on. So during the January, I will give you more and more from that material to learn. So when you practice it, when you do the exercises from hoivaa suomeksi, then just do it with a mind. Do it with so that the thought is with it. So not just like for a curiosity thing, just because you need to learn quite a lot of Finnish to be able to do a nice working practice in Finland. So, but so some of the material will be in a test also, but not in January immediately. Some test, no. When you come back on January, we continue learning, and test by the test, I will tell you every time what you need to practice now for the certain test that is coming. But did this clear it up a bit? Or was it too diplomatic answer? Nobody understood anything.
Yeah, we understood, ma'am. It's clear now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I understood.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. I gave you the material because I have noticed that you are quick learners and you can absorb quite a lot of information. So it's obvious that you can take more than I can just give here during these classes. So that's why I gave you the more material, so you can learn a bit faster. That's why it's there. Okay. About the test, now the test that is coming next week. So I will talk to each of you individually. Let me open the paper here, the document. Okay. On next Friday, so this week, day after tomorrow, ylihuomenna, yes, ylihuomenna. Ylihuomenna on perjantai, ja silloin me harjoitellaan verbityyppi 3. Perjantaina harjoitellaan verbityyppi 3. So on Friday we will practice verb type 3, how to conjugate it. You already know verb type 1, so there is just a bit the changes in a word when you conjugate verb type 3. The changes happen in a bit different way than with verb type 1, but you are also already kind of familiar with the system that something happens when you conjugate. So on Friday, we will practice that. And that's one thing is going to be also in a test. But this is the most important grammar thing in the test. KPT-parit, KPT pairs. So the 11 pairs, 11 paria, ja sinun pitää opetella ne ulkoa. Opetella ulkoa, learn by heart. Opetella ulkoa, learn by heart. So these pairs in a test, I will put it like this. I will give you a pair. I will show you a pair like here is K, and then there is this line here, and then question mark. And you have to know that what is the letter belonging here where the question mark is. So if it's like K on the left side, you have to be able to tell me that it varies with nothing. It varies with like 0, or it just goes away. So K, if it's on the left side, it's a strong, so you have to know what is the weak pair here. P, these are just examples. P, vasemmalla, vahva, vasemmalla, heikko, oikealla. So what is the heikko? What is the weak pair now with 4P? That you have to be, V. That is what you need to be able to tell me in a test. So if there is question mark, it means you have to tell me what has to be in there. So it can also be like this, that first there is a question mark. So it's on the left side, the question mark, and then on the right side, you see a letter. So then it means that you have to remember that this is the weak, tämä on heikko, mikä on vahva pari? What is the strong pair for D? And then you have to be able to tell me, se on T. T. T varies with D. T varies with D. So this you can tell me in Finnish or in English, whatever. Okay, maybe if you say it in Urdu, I don't understand really very well. But try some language that I can recall. So also like this, maybe I'll show you this one. And there is NG here on the right side. And then you have to be able to tell me that, okay, NK, varies with ng. NK varies with NG. NGO vaihtelee NG:n kanssa. So I don't mind in this task that do you use English, Finnish, or some sign language or whatever, but just be able to tell me what are the pairs. And I will ask you all the 11 pairs. You have to know all the 11. So I'm not asking you the random. They come in random order, but I just will ask, everyone will tell me 11 pairs. So this is the most important now to practice these pairs. In this sentence, kokeessa kysytään kaikki 11 paria. Kokeessa, SSA, in the test, in, SSA. Koe, kokeessa, in the test, will be asked, this is in passive form, kysytään, I could have written minä kysyn, but I just wrote it like in passive form, kysytään kaikki, all, kaikki, all 11 pairs. So every one of you will tell me all 11 pairs. I will give it the pairs to you like this, and you have to fill in the correct one. Okay? Most important thing in the test. Yes. Then on Friday, we will practice the verb type 3. And I know it's quite easy for you to learn that one. It's not difficult. Also, there are not so very many verbs now that you need to know in this test. So this is just exactly the same kind of exercise you had the previous test when I asked you about the verb type 1. So here the verbs are just verb type 3. And some of them you already know, like opiskella. You already know how to conjugate that one. So the others are not more trickier than that is. So you have to say the verb in correct form here. So if it's pestä, which is to wash, then you say he pesevät lattian. And on Friday, I will tell you how to conjugate it so you know it correctly. I will also give you some exercises for that that you can practice the verb type 3 on Friday. So also the negative forms, but it's exactly the same with all verb types. You conjugate the negative that you already know. No need to learn anything new here. And then when you use the right correct form, you pick it up from the minä form without n. We'll review that on Friday. Okay, this kind of exercise you have not yet had in a test, but now you have to read in Finnish and translate in English. So I want to know, now in this test, I want to know what you already understand about the sentences you see. So we have practiced a lot how to make a sentence, how to conjugate a verb, but this is a bit more like I try to figure out if you understand your things you read or see. So there might be sentences like this. He asuvat Ruotsissa. So in a test, you will tell me, read in Finnish. He asuvat Ruotsissa. And then you think for a while and you tell me, it means they live in Sweden. They live in Sweden. Me puhumme englantia. So first you read that so I can hear that your pronunciation. Me puhumme englantia. And then you have to translate it in English. We speak English. Okay, and then you just tell me. If you don't remember, then tell me the words that you do remember. If you don't remember what is puhua, but you remember englanti, then you can say this means English and this means we, but I don't remember the verb here. Just tell everything you know from the sentence. Te itkette paljon. You cry a lot. So the vocabulary I'm using in this exercise is based on the vocabulary we have gone through during this autumn. So I'm not going to give you a new list of vocabulary or anything. Yeah, we are speaking. Yeah, that's correct. We are speaking English. Abu Zar Habib, if you say it like that, it's correct. Yes, the semantic meaning is the same. Very good. Zain, go ahead.
Ma'am, the vocabulary will be from the house katawata or anything which we have discussed in during the lecture.
House katawata and everything else we have practiced during the lectures. So you need to go through your notebooks. I'm not asking anything really tricky. So if there is something that I have, if you remember that I have told you, okay, this is a curiosity, now this is a side path, and then there is you have a rock in a shoe or something like that. So I'm not going to be asking some very weird things, but quite basic things. But already
Okay.
you have the homework you have done during the classes. Most of the vocabulary comes from the homework, and you can.
The homework that was in the Padlet, so we can go through from that, and we can easily.
Yes, you can. Yes,
okay.
Yes, very good.
Okay.
So there is also a lot of words in some practices, in some exercises in the Padlet, in word wall exercises, there are a lot of words. So don't get stressed that you have to be able to learn every little thing. But I try to ask you things like quite basic things anyway. Like these kind of sentences. Nothing really very tricky. I'm not trying to make you too confused or anything, but it's important that when you practice, you make homework. Then you try to, at the same time, you try to actually learn also the vocabulary there. So, oh, my battery is getting low. Yeah. So if you go through your homework and you check your notebooks, then basically you have the vocabulary. And I think most of the things I'm going to ask you already remember, because we have done them like many times. But maybe some verbs or something. Verb lists are quite important. There was this exercise about verbs. You had to translate them. Maybe you can check that you kind of remember most of the verbs.
Okay. I will remember that.
Yes, very good. So I think this one is probably the last one. No, one more. This one is a new thing, but I think this might be quite easy for you in a test, because this time I'm going to give you alternatives, and I will give you a word, like a noun. These are 9 nouns, not verbs, nouns. And I will give you some ending or suffix you have to add, and then you have to check that, okay, or decide which alternative is the correct answer. For example, kukka, it means a flower, and if I add the n, so how would you put it? And now then you are in a test, you will read the alternatives. Is it this or this or this or this? And then you tell me, okay, it's A, kukan. And you pick up the correct answer. So I'll tell you now, maybe you were still thinking, I'm sorry if I interrupted your process here, but the correct answer would be kukan. And you tell me, A, kukan, or in Finnish, A, kukan. Very good if you can use in Finnish there. So you have to be able to check that if it's a KPT letters here, and if it is, then which one is the correct one. These exercises, you have like tons of these exercises in Padlet, these KPT exercises. So just click them like those exercises many times. So then this becomes like very easy for you. And at first, just learn the pairs. That's the key to learning the pairs. When you know the pairs inside out and upside down, this is not difficult at all anymore. But in this exercise, I will give you the alternatives. For example, tyttö, I will show you tyttö and LLA. And then you see the alternatives here, and you have to check, Which one would be the correct one? What is the correct? So is it KPT letters here? Yes, short word. Yes, no double vowels, no double vowels. Okay, tyttö. I have to make the change. So if I add LLA, TT varies with one T, and you pick up B, tytöllä, and that's the correct one. In this one, I'm also going to put some words that does not take part in KPT, like kissa. Kissa, a cat. Tyttö was a girl, if you don't remember. Kissa, a cat. So, as, it's not a KPT pair, as. No KPT there. As does not take part in KPT. So, if it doesn't take part, then you just add the ending. And you tell me that's the correct. Kissalta. So this is also a short thing for this. But in other previous tests, you have not yet got any alternatives. You have had to know the just the correct one. But in this time, I will give you the alternatives. Okay. Yeah, yes, that's probably the last one, because again you are having like 3 minutes. So depending on how quick you are, that's how fast you can do it or not. But in case we have time, I will also add there a little text. This is a pronunciation task. There is no text in here now, but I will add a little text and in Finnish. And in this one, if we have time to do it, probably we don't. If we don't, then we do this during the January in some other test maybe. But in this one, I will give a little text and you have to read it in Finnish. It's in Finnish and you read it in Finnish. You don't need to translate it. In this task, I'm only listening your pronunciation. I already know it's very good, your pronunciation. I hear it from the little things also, but I would like to hear when you read a bit longer text. Longer, I mean like 5 sentences or maybe 4. It's not like very long, but some sentences there in Finnish. But as I told you, probably we don't have time to do this. In case somebody's really quick, then maybe you'll find this one from the test. But there is no translating exercise here. It's pronunciation exercise. Lue teksti suomeksi. Read text in Finnish. Shah, go ahead.
The material you provided for the Hoiva Suomeksi material.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried it on my laptop, so it's not getting in. I don't know why.
Okay.
With the code you provided.
Okay, it doesn't work. Okay. Have you tried it with your phone?
No, ma'am, I don't try it with my phone, but I tried it with my laptop, so
it didn't work. Okay. Yes, try again. Try also with your mobile device, and in your computer, you can try if you change the browser. So if you are now using, for example, Google Chrome, you can try to open a browser like Mozilla Firefox or some other browser and try it with that one. Sometimes it makes a trick that it starts working. But otherwise, I don't know what could be the problem why it's not working. But try also with mobile and try with a different browser in your laptop. Okay.
Got it, ma'am.
Yes. So it's almost like 11 o'clock. We are quite close to the end. You know now what is in the test, right? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and on Friday, I know you are having the sports week, but and you are have different kind of week Friday. But if you just can, please attend to the Finnish class also on Friday, because we will go through the verb type 3 then. It's a lot more easier when you are there with me and you can ask me if you have any questions. about it. It's not so difficult, but it's quite important and it helps you in the test very much. So hopefully we'll meet on Friday. But that's all for today. I will give you the exercise I thought we might have time to do today. I will put it into the Padlet. It's a writing exercise. I will put it there in a Padlet so you can do it by yourself and practice a bit about the KPT. But we are not going to do it today now because time is limited. So, kiitos tästä päivästä. Kiitos tästä päivästä. Nähdään perjantaina. Kiitos ja nähdään. Moikka!
Kiitos.
Perjantaina opettaja.
Heippa nähdään.
Moi moi.
Nähdään pian.
Heippa heippa.
Nähdään. Moi moi.
Nähdään.
Moi moi.
Moi moi.
Moikka.